Hello there, everybody. It's that time of the week again. Welcome to Week 3 of the Pokemon Stadium 2 Draft League. We've got some good matchups today. I'm excited. There's potential that we could have 4 teams tied for first place today, at least record-wise. I mean, we'd have tiebreakers and such, but be interesting. If you like all the action you see here today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all that YouTube nonsense. Really helps out the channel. All right, without further ado, let's get things started. We're going to be at the Olivine Gym this week. And I'm going to get things set up. I'll be back in just a moment with our first matchup of the week. All right, here we are. First matchup of the week, the Houston Ho-Oh and the Tampa Bay Steelix. As you could guess by the fact that we're already into battles, there were no moves this week, so nothing to report there. Bit of a surprise, though, as my Steelix team, I'm using 6 Pokemon I haven't used yet this season. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but that's what I chose to do. All right, let's take those down. This person said they want me to lead Bayleaf, so we will lead Bayleaf and figure the rest out from there, I guess.
This free battle is about to get underway. A hot battle involving the hopeful champs of tomorrow has just started.
All right, what's coming out first for the Steelix? Kingdra, okay. Well, they don't have anything that's weak to Kingdra. I mean, let me rephrase that. We don't have anything that Kingdra is weak against because we don't have any dragon moves on this team. The only other Pokemon Bayleaf could be helpful against would be Blastoise, which we also have Zapdos for. There's a lot of Pokemon that Bayleaf's not good against. So we'll try staying in for now, and if they switch to something Bayleaf can't handle, then we'll work from there. Since we have Synthesis, on the off chance that they switch, I'm going to do Safeguard, because that would protect us from Paralysis, Burn, etc. from the other Pokemon on the team. Hey, look, a switch. So it was a safe turn to use the Safeguard. Whew.
Oh, it's Ninetales.
All right. Well, at the very least, there won't be any burn if any of the Fire Blasts connect.
What impact will this?
All right, you're going to use Fire Blast, so we're looking at Entei or Vaporeon. If I put Vaporeon in, well, then again, if I put Entei in, they might... No matter what, there's going to be a switch of some kind, huh? Let's try Entei and see what it does, because if we put Vaporeon in, we know for sure the game is going to switch. With Entei in there, maybe they just both sit in there and try to Fire Blast each other or something. Or it's a Rock Smash versus Quick Attack battle, which I think Rock Smash would win because of the chance to lower defense. Alright, so let's see. The only other Pokemon it could switch in right now would be Magmar, which would be pointless because it'd still be fire on fire. Kingdra or Blastoise. I'm debating, I know it's a very small percent, it's only 10% chance, but I could go for Fire Blast and hope for the burn, or I could go Rock Smash for the damage and maybe the defense drop. I'm going to go Fire Blast one time to see if we get the burn, and in future switching situations, we'll go Rock Smash instead. If we got a burn, that would really help trying to fight, especially Kingdra. Kingdra has a Waterfall counting as a special attack, but it'd just be chip damage, and it's a miss, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well, shoot. What's Vaporeon's attacks? Well, he could Sand Attack it. Acid Armor would stop the frustration.
They're eyeing each other warily.
It's gonna be one of those battles, huh? Where I'm gonna have to switch back and forth 60 times. But at least we know when Bayleaf is out there, it switches to Ninetales. So this time around, we can plan for Body Slam instead of Safeguard or Razor Leaf. This Bayleaf has been a much better tank than I ever anticipated it could have been before when we were drafting these Pokemon. Like, it's been a monster. I'm actually kind of worried. Especially because Ninetales is the one they keep throwing out there, and Ninetales doesn't have great defenses. Alright, Safeguard's gone. I really should save the Entei for the Magneton, so we're going to try Vaporeon this time to take the Fire Blast. My guess is that Kingdra or Magneton will come in. Probably Magneton. Yeah, let's go Waterfall. I thought about Sand Attack, but then you're still risking it hitting you. Wow, you didn't switch. Why didn't you switch? You're going to take a Waterfall to... Vaporeon doesn't have anything that Safeguard can help you with. Wow. Okay, that was interesting. Let's try Quick Attack, since Ninetales is faster than us. It survived. That's okay. We'll Quick Attack again next turn, and unless it Quick Attacks, it'll be as if we went Waterfall anyway. It missed anyway, so no problem. Wow. Alright, well, I certainly would have played that differently than the computer did. I would not have used Safeguard against a Pokemon that doesn't have a status moves. Alright, Ninetales goes down. Vaporeon with a win. I mean, I'm glad for me, the battler, that I beat the computer there, but I'm upset that the computer did that to my team. When it should have just put him in. Alright, now we're at a bit of a problem, because the opponent does still have Magmar, so we don't want to throw Vaporeon away quite yet. What could we use here for Magneton? Well, I don't think Umbreon's necessarily going to do a whole lot of good for us this battle. Except for maybe fighting Kingdra, but we could also do that with Miltank. Yeah, let's throw Umbreon in there, because I don't want to lose Entei or Umbreon yet. Oh, I could have put Bayleaf in. It would have been resisted, but oh well. Too late now. That's right. Bayleaf is still important, though, to save for Blastoise. So at the same time, we don't want it getting unnecessary paralysis or something. So I guess it's still the right move, but... Critical hit, of course it was. Make me look like an idiot. Alright, well, Sand Attack. Assuming that we don't die from get beat by Thunder here. 2 for 2 when the computer's in charge. Alright, although it did miss a Fire Blast earlier, to be fair. 2 Fire Blasts, actually, now that I think about it. So Magneton gets a knockout on Umbreon. On the bright side, we have a nice safe switch into Entei now. I'm sure the game will switch to Kingdra or Blastoise, but Entei has the matchup against Magneton and Skarmory, so like we don't want Entei in trouble yet. Safeguard's gone too, so maybe we could burn something. I'm sure they're going to switch. They'd be silly not to. But then again, they left Ninetales in there for some reason before. Alright, Kingdra again. Well, we hit it this time. We missed last time. 0 for 2. We haven't hit a hard-to-hit move yet. Bayleaf again.
The Pokemon is returning to its Pokemon.
Bayleaf's the best one to switch in right now, because since it has Synthesis, we can heal it back up. Whereas if I put Vaporeon in, it's going to take unnecessary damage. The good news about losing Umbreon is that Dark didn't really help much against any of the Pokemon that I picked for the Steelix team, so if I was going to mess up and throw one away, that was the one to mess up and throw away. Whereas Miltank could maybe outspeed Kingdra and just stomp it into oblivion eventually. Yeah, go Body Slam. Because I don't think they're going to put Blastoise out there, and I don't think they're keeping Kingdra, yep. Maybe we get a Paralysis from the Body Slam, who knows. It's going to be Magmar, Magneton, or Skarmory.
Oh, it's Skarmory.
Alright. So Skarmory's made an appearance now on the season.
How's that? Oh, that was weird.
No Paralysis, but we
Pokemon Switch has
at least got some damage off on it. Alright, it's going to use Fly, probably. Let's put Zapdos in there, because Fly won't be very effective. Steel Wing won't be very effective.
Here comes the Pokemon.
And it's going to have to buy a turn in the air anyway if it is flying, so gives us a chance for Detect and then Thunder. Yeah, there's no Pokemon left that can't at least get hit by Thunder. Because even Magneton, we could hit it ineffectively, but maybe paralyze it. Alright, Detect.
Combat and face each other. It assumes a protective pose. What's this? No, that didn't.
Alright. I don't care what you're throwing out there. I'm going for Thunder. They left Skarmory in. What is the computer doing to my poor Steelix team? Oh, it missed, but still. It's just serving it up.
That didn't do much. Both battlers still ready for more.
Why wouldn't you switch to Magneton?
There it is.
Why wouldn't you switch into Magneton there? Alright, Skarmory's gone. Zapdos with a knockout. Alright, so the game has thrown away Ninetales and Skarmory. Now you put Magneton in. Oh, man.
White hot battle.
Alright, well, the problem here, though, is we're back to square one. Well, no, well, this time we will put Bayleaf in. Because now the only Pokemon that Bayleaf would help with would be Blastoise, essentially, and maybe taking resisted hits to Kingdra. But it's not like it can do a whole lot to Kingdra in return. And as far as Blastoise goes, if Bayleaf does go down, we still have Zapdos. So, Bayleaf is the play, because it can do that, it can survive. Now he runs Synthesis, heal back up. Come on, give me a miss here, give me a break here on the Thunders. Of course, a hit, and, oh, Bayleaf hangs on! I thought it was beat for sure. Alright, that's okay. We'll just do Synthesis again. It might take 2 or 3 turns, but we'll get back to full health. Even better, full health, because they're going to switch. I'm assuming this is Magmar since Skarmory's gone.
Oh, it's Magmar.
That's fine. We'll heal up while Magmar's out there, and then we'll switch in to somebody else.
It restored its HP.
Alright.
Will this newly switched out
So we got
Pokemon fare?
Vaporeon and Entei. Let's go Vaporeon, because I have a feeling the game will be weird, and instead of putting Blastoise or Kingdra in, it'll want to either leave Magmar in or switch into Magneton. And either way, Magneton, it would be a normal hit, not resistant. And if it's Magmar, it's another super effective hit served up on a silver platter. So I think Vaporeon's absolutely the way to go here. Let's see if I'm right. They are going to switch. Unless it's Blastoise, it's still going to help. Even if it's Kingdra, it'll be at least damage on it. I guess the same for Blastoise. Kingdra again, okay. Because the thing is, now Kingdra can't really use its best attack. Because that's a water move. Like, it's not going to do much to Vaporeon. Alright, we're going to stay in for one turn and see how this plays out. First, let's try Sand Attack. Make it less likely to hit. Twister doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, that was the critical hit. That little amount of damage was the critical hit. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Twister. Let's Sand Attack. Make it more likely to miss. Now, I know Twister is a special move, but I'm going to hit Acid Armor so that when it tries to use Frustration instead, it can't hurt us much. Or as much. And I'll try Quick Attack. Yeah, I forgot Twister could make you flinch, but oh well. At least it's to where it can miss now, because of that Sand Attack. We'll try Quick Attack, see what it does by comparison. About the same, so not really getting us anywhere there. Alright, I'll switch us out. We still have enough health that we can take on Magmar. At least we do have that Sand Attack out there on it. I'm assuming it's just going to go Twister again. So let's try Miltank, and Miltank could stomp it into Oblivion. If they switch into Magneton, they switch into Magneton. Big whoop. I love the cow noise for Miltank in this game. Alright, Miltank. Let's go with Stomp. Try to flinch it into Oblivion instead of it flinching us. Yep. That was the play. Put Miltank in and let it just stomp repeatedly. Alright, that looks like maybe 2 more stomps. Miltank, another one of those underrated Pokemon. Yep, one more stomp ought to do it. Alright, Kingdra is getting off another waterfall. Hasn't missed a single attack, by the way, after that Sand Attack. Alright. If it doesn't retreat, it's going to get knocked out here. Yep, Kingdra's down. Blastoise, Magmar, and Magneton against 5 other Pokemon. Albeit 2 of them are really hurt. Alright, Magmar again, huh? Let's go with Stomp. If we're faster, maybe we can flinch it a few times. I mean, we should be. Miltank's pretty darn fast, believe it or not. Alright. Did we get a flinch? Nope, there's a Fire Punch. Alright, Miltank goes down, but it got rid of Kingdra. That was one of the main reasons that person I know wanted Miltank on their team. They told me so. So, alright. Let's put Vaporeon out there. The only Pokemon I could switch into would be Magneton, who would take neutral damage, or Blastoise. And if Blastoise goes in, we just put Bayleaf in. If we survive this Fire Punch, we're going to probably knock out Magmar. We do get burned, that only affects physical attacks. And there goes Magmar. Alright. Blastoise and Magneton left. They went Blastoise. I was kind of expecting Magneton, to be perfectly honest. Well, let's try the Sand Attack again and see if it actually helps us out this time. Blastoise is faster. Does it hit? It hits, but it doesn't take out the Vaporeon. So one last Sand Attack from Vaporeon. And technically, it's going to go down to the burn, so that's going to be a knockout by Magmar. I believe it was Magmar that burned it originally. I will double check that in post. I don't think it was Ninetales, but just in case, I will check that in post. I should remember, as it just fought Magmar moments ago, but I don't. Alright, so we got Entei, Bayleaf, and Zapdos against Blastoise and Magneton. Bayleaf can fight both. Zapdos is specifically good mostly against Blastoise, and Entei is good mostly against Magneton. Let's start with Zapdos, and if it gets beat, we have Bayleaf to fall back on since it can fight both Pokemon.
The Pokémon emerges from its Pokéball. The number of remaining Pokémon is 3.
Thunder! They didn't switch, so Blastoise is going to take it if it gets hit.
That missed.
Nope, another miss. Alright. Blastoise with a second Hydro Pump.
No, that didn't.
Another miss. We got a miss fest.
Hot battle continues.
Alright, Thunder.
Oh, what's this? Oh, that missed.
Another miss. Hydro Pump from Blastoise.
Great hit.
Does hit despite 80% accuracy normally plus the sand attack. Thunder from Zapdos again. Finally got it to connect. Oh, 1 health left. The Blastoise hangs on. It lands the Hydro Pump and takes out Zapdos. Wow. Alright. Without Bayleaf, do any sort of damage here, and Blastoise will go down.
Rejoining the battle. The opponent is weak. What an opportunity. There's a big HP difference between the two combatants.
Mud Slap.
There's the attack.
If I miss, I'm going to go Safeguard next turn to protect us from being paralyzed by Magneton.
A razor leaf flurry. Whoop, that missed.
Alright, well then I know what I'm doing.
Pokemon is still
Because you can't miss Safeguard.
but the other one looks tired. How's that? Oh, that's a miss.
It missed the Mud Slap because of the sand attack earlier. Great.
Safeguard. There's a big HP.
Alright, we'll try Razor Leaf again now.
What now? That didn't accomplish much. Yes, it's working.
All you gotta do is hit it, Bayleaf. It's got 1 health. All you gotta do is hit it.
No, that didn't connect.
Of course.
Pokemon is still capable,
Of course.
but the other one looks tired.
Here comes a Hydro Pump.
What's this? Oh, that was weak.
It hit. Razor Leaf again.
Oh my, missed again.
3 straight misses, but again, I don't want to switch in Entei because we don't want to get hit by the Hydro Pump. So Bayleaf's going to have to deal with the low accuracy.
Ah, that didn't do much. Wow, that's changed. How's that? Oh, that missed too.
We're going to eat up that entire Safeguard just trying to land a hit on Blastoise.
What now? It's not very effective.
It's anyone's guess right now how this battle's going to turn. Both have 2 left. I mean, Blastoise has 1 health, so you wouldn't think it would beat Bayleaf.
Oh my, missed again.
But then again, we've missed, what, 5 straight or 4 straight?
They're both hanging.
I think it's just 4 straight. Withdrawal. That was a very weird choice for 1 health left.
At least it's defense.
You think it would have at least used Mud Slap again if it's out of Hydro Pump or something. Critical hit anyway. Alright. Blastoise goes down. Bayleaf with yet another knockout, putting it at 5-1 on the season now.
This Pokemon is rejoining.
Alright.
This is the last Pokemon.
Any help you can get here, Bayleaf, is much appreciated. Any help you can give us. Because it's mostly going to be Entei that we're trying to win with, but... Alright, we survived the Thunder. Use Safeguard
With Safeguard.
so that Entei can't get paralyzed. Or if we're lucky enough to live through this, we won't get paralyzed. It only has 10 Thunder. So eventually it's going to run out.
How's that?
But it also has Thunder Waves, so that's why I'm safeguarding and worried about paralysis.
It's a fierce battle.
Well, they're both resisted. Razor Leaf is a stab move, but it's only 55. Body Slam is 85. And does have a chance of paralysis. Let's go Body Slam once or twice. Because it's going to be hard enough for us to hit anyway. Might as well go with the move that might slow down Magneton a bit. Alright, we could take one more Thunder. Alright, Synthesis. If it misses, we'll be at full health. If it hits, it'll at least keep us from losing the next time we're hit. Critical hit. Bayleaf goes down due to a critical hit. Both sides down to one Pokemon left. It's going to be determined by A, if either attack hits, because Fire Blast and Thunder are not reliable. And if they do enough damage. Is Entei going to one-shot Magneton? Is Magneton going to one-shot Entei? We'll see. Entei's faster. That's looking good for this team. Does Fire Blast hit? It does hit. Is it enough? It is enough. Entei taking out the Magneton. The Ho-Oh win 1-0. That was an epic battle to kick things off this week. Wow. I'm not even that upset that my team lost. I mean, I think my team would have won if it didn't just throw Ninetales away earlier, but then again, I kind of threw away Umbreon by accident, so even that kind of checks out and evens out. Great battle. Both teams did a great job picking their teams. The winner in this case, the Houston Ho-Oh. Congratulations. All right, I'll be right back with the second matchup of the day. All right, we're back with the second matchup of the day, the Pokemon Power and My Little Ponyta. Same situation as the previous game. If the Pokemon Power win, we'll have 4 teams at the top of the standings that are 2-1. If My Little Ponyta can eke out a win, they will be by themselves at the top, as the Steelix have already lost. The Power told me I could pick whoever to start this one, so let me first get this thing to full screen so I can see better. That is not what I wanted to do. All right, I full screen the wrong thing. Good job, me. There we go, much better. Okay. So let's see, our opponent. We have Tyranitar, who's not good against Lantern, Sandslash, or Poliwrath, but good against the bottom 3. Venusaur, good against 3, bad against the bottom 3. I hope that's not a pattern I continue to see here. Alakazam can kind of hold its own with Jinx. It can beat Gengar. It can kind of hold its own with Kadabra, depending on if it gets paralyzed or not by the Thunder Punch. I know it can beat Poliwrath. Maybe against Lantern and Sandslash. Moltres is good against maybe 3 of the Pokemon. Magnemite. It's a lot of really niche matchups this time. What's Pinsir's moveset, real quick? Alright, Fury Cutter could maybe be useful if we can get it going. Like maybe we use it against Jinx and then snowball it into Kadabra or something. I don't know. Submission is not real desirable. I think Pinsir has the weakest moveset, so let's put it out there first so that if something gets thrown away, that's the one that gets thrown away. All right. Very important match here. This could decide... this is going to have a big impact on the standings, this one. So, yeah. Let me get a drink of water here real quick before we start this. All right, let's see. So Lantern was our first Pokemon out here. I don't really have any... Well, Venusaur can switch into it. Let's put Venusaur in there. Because whether it's electric or water, we can, it'll be resisted. We just have to hope that we're not paralyzed. It's not the end of the world if we are paralyzed, but it's a lot easier if we're not paralyzed. They also switched. Okay. For some reason, they didn't like the pincer matchup. Normally, I would say Gengar's not a great matchup for us, but since it just has the Nightshade... Well, then again, our moveset kind of stinks. Okay. Let's see. You're going to do Hypnosis shenanigans. And just use Nightshade.
They're eyeing each other warily.
Let's go Tyranitar. I thought about Alakazam, but Alakazam is faster, so I'd rather save that for a clean switch in. That Tyranitar has more HP, so it's going to take more Nightshades. Right now, it'd be 3 Nightshades and a Nightmare. Or, whereas Alakazam would be 2 Nightshades and a Nightmare. Let's go Sandstorm, because while the opponent does have Sand Slash, that's the only Pokemon that can survive a Sandstorm. Anything else is going to get damaged, at least. I mean, it's the same for us other than Magnemite, but still. Alright, so no doubt you're in there for Dynamic Punch.
Sandstorm has started blowing. Sandstorm ripped and tan.
Alright, well, since you're going to most likely try to Dynamic Punch us, it's kind of the same situation as Lantern. Let's put Venusaur in, because whether you're Dynamic Punching or Hydro Pumping, you're not going to hurt Venusaur much. If anything, this will force a switch back into Gengar.
This Pokemon is back for another go. There's the attack. No.
Dynamic Punch missed anyway.
Sandstorm.
Alright, I'm going to try to outsmart the game here. I'm assuming it's going to switch into Kadabra or Gengar. So let's go with Tyranitar again here. If I'm wrong, kudos to you, game, for predicting my move.
The Pokemon appears with a cry.
Mind Reader, okay.
It took careful aim.
That guarantees a hit if I leave Tyranitar in there. Well, at the very least, we saved Venusaur a turn of getting hit by the Sandstorm.
The flow of battle.
Let's go Venusaur again. Because that'll get rid of the Mind Reader, so it's not guaranteed to hit. And again, if it does hit, it's not going to be very effective because we're part Poison type. If it uses Hydro Pump, it's not going to be very effective because we're part Grass type. Second Dynamic Punch. 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Alright, so we know it's not going to switch. So let's use Giga Drain. Poliwrath almost down. The Sandstorm should take it down for the count by the end of the turn. Mind Reader's not going to matter if you're beat. Oh, lucky break there. Well, we are faster. So, oh, now the debate, because we only get 5 Giga Drain. I'm going to shoot for tackle and hope it does enough. Alright, it did. Venusaur takes out Poliwrath. Okay, I wasn't sure there. It's a little bit like Quick Attack, where, except it doesn't go first like Quick Attack, but you're not guaranteed to get good damage. Alright, well, you're definitely going to try to use Psychic. So we're definitely going to switch to Tyranitar. I would imagine the next thing the game will do is put Sand Slash or Lantern in next turn. I'm going to first go with a Sandstorm, and if I'm right about that, the next time Kadabra shows up, we'll just switch. But if I'm right about them switching, this should be a free turn. They're not switching. Wow. And Reflect's not going to help much, because if I use Bite, that's a special attack in this game. Why are you leaving Kadabra in? Alright, Bite. I mean, you could put Sand Slash in and use a ground move. Or Lantern and use Hydro Pump. I don't know. I do not know. Alright. On the off chance that they switch here, I'm going to go Mud Slap. So we can Mud Slap whatever comes in. They're not switching. Between Sandstorm and the Mud Slap, we should still take it out. Wow. That is a real waste of Kadabra. Kadabra goes down to Tyranitar. Good start for the power. It's a long way from being over. As we saw, my Steelix almost came back and won when they were down like 4-2 or whatever. Now they put Sand Slash in. Alright, the Sand Slash is going to be in. Let's put Pinsir in, because Pinsir's not hurt. But little known fact that not very many people know, Bug, ground moves are not very effective against Bug Pokemon. So while Pinsir doesn't necessarily have anything super effective against Sand Slash, at the very least Sand Slash's best attacks shouldn't hurt him much. Earthquake. Yep, that's what I was hoping for. We may have actually found a way to make Pinsir useful in this fight. I don't think it's going to beat Sand Slash, but we can maybe get some good damage in on it. Fury Cutter. You're going to switch, okay. I mean, it's got to be Gengar, right? Everything else doesn't make sense. Alright. Well, we'll still get maybe some damage on the Gengar here. Woo, 2 damage. Okay, well, that might have been part of why it was 2 damage, but still. Oh, this one's tougher now, because if it goes straight for Nightshade and it's faster, it would only need to, like, it would go first and beat Tyranitar next turn, so I don't think switching in Tyranitar is actually very smart here. We do still have Venusaur to fight Sand Slash and Lantern with. Magnemite could take on Jinx, because both its moves are not very effective. Alakazam could fight Jinx and Gengar. Moltres doesn't have a whole lot to do for us now. And Pinsir's only attack that can hit Gengar is the Fury Cutter. Alright, let's switch in Moltres. Now what we'll do is next turn we'll start charging up for Sky Attack so that even if they switch in the Lantern, we can still hit it. Alright, glad I didn't put Tyranitar in there. That confirmed that that was a good idea not to put him in there. You know, I'm going to try Fire Blast anyway, because Lantern, if it was faster than us, the Sky Attack could be a bad idea. It's going to be Lantern. It doesn't make sense to be anything but Lantern. Yeah. That's alright. Like I said, I chickened out. I wasn't sure. I know they're both slow Pokemon, but I didn't know which one was more slow. So I chickened out and went Fire Blast instead of Sky Attack. Let's go Venusaur. On the bright side, maybe we can get the game in a switch pattern here, and then we can figure out how to deceive it best. Hydro Pump, so at least there's no paralysis if it hits. Alright, Poison Powder's not going to work on Gengar. Tackle and Growl wouldn't work on Gengar, so we're just going to Giga Drain, and if it happens to be Gengar, they didn't switch! Gengar's part poison. Why wouldn't you switch? Is the game broken this week? It's not making any switches that make sense. You switched to Gengar there.
That didn't accomplish much. A hot battle is unfolding.
All right, Giga Drain. Lantern goes down to Venusaur. Okay, everybody saw me at the start of this video click hard difficulty, right? For the computer. Like, why is it not making smarter switches?
There's a big difference in the number of Pokemon remaining on
And why can't it do that more often when I'm battling it so I look better at battling? Alright, Jinx is a bad matchup for Venusaur, so we do not want that. You could go Psychic or Ice Punch here. They're both super effective on Venusaur. Let's go Magnemite.
ready to go.
It's a Steel type. It should resist both hits. We can then slow... Jinx is actually deceivingly fast, much like Miltank in the last battle. So, we absolutely want to... Well... This is where it's weird with the game again.
Oh, that was weak.
Is it going to switch?
Will this Pokemon switch have on the
Let's try Supersonic, because it might switch. Okay, I'm glad I didn't go Thunder Wave. I am so glad I didn't go Thunder Wave, because it's going to be Sand Slash.
The Pokeball opens to reveal
Yep.
its Pokemon.
Supersonic, come on. It's only 55% accurate, but if it works, we get confusion.
No, that didn't.
Of course, it didn't work. All right.
Will this Pokemon
It was worth a shot. Pinsir, get back out there and absorb an Earthquake for us.
This Pokemon is switching out.
And since we've seen what the game has done before when Pinsir's been out there, I'm assuming it'll go to Gengar,
The Pokemon
which means we may be able to actually get the upper hand this time.
How's that? Critical hit.
Even with a critical hit, I think we could still survive another Earthquake.
Switched out
All right, let's switch in Moltres. Just in case I'm wrong. Okay, I was right, but I didn't want to throw Alakazam out there with bad physical defense on the off chance that the game didn't switch for some reason.
This Pokemon is
All right, so it's going to be Gengar against Moltres. Even if it's faster than Moltres, as long as it... Like, if it uses Nightshade, we're definitely going to get to attack it. If it uses Hypnosis, there's a good chance that maybe we get lucky and it misses. Or maybe we wake up the next turn. So, this should be okay. And this way we're still saving Alakazam. Alright, I went Nightshade, so we're going to get a chance to attack. It's just a matter of do we hit. And we can survive one more Nightshade because we got more than 100 HP.
a sharp attack. Oh, that's a miss.
Good thing we could survive one more. Come on. Nightshade again. Alright, we're going to be down to 20 and it's faster, so I'll have to either let it take Moltres out or we'll have to switch after this turn. Especially if we don't hit.
Vicious attack. A crushing blow.
Alright, Moltres at least got some damage off on it at least.
Sparks are flying from both.
You're gonna Nightshade again. But then we're faster than you. Let's go Alakazam.
The Pokemon is returning to its
Because Moltres might actually outspeed Sandslash. So, I'm going to keep it around just in case. Because Earthquake can't hit it because it's flying type. We could switch in and maybe get lucky and Fire Blast it. Alright, Nightshade won't take us out because it does a fixed 100 damage.
that inflicted some
We should be faster than Gengar, so we can Psybeam it. If they put Jinx in, then we have a neutral battle, and I don't think Sandslash is going to come in, so we should be okay no matter what. Yeah, we could use Thief against Jinx if we have to. Psybeam.
That's it.
There goes Gengar.
Yes, it's going down.
Alright, we got Jinx and Sandslash left.
There's a distinct
I would imagine it's going to be Jinx,
Pokemon
because
on each side.
Psychic versus Psychic.
The Pokeball opens to reveal
Alright, what do I know?
Pokemon of different types are squaring off.
Actually, this is my chance to put Moltres in. Because, like I said,
This Pokemon
um,
switching out.
we could use Thief against Jinx, but we're only going to win that battle if we have as much health as we can head-to-head there. Same with Magnemite.
Pokemon is
So if we could, between Pinsir and Moltres, take out the Sand Slash, that'd be the most desirable outcome here. Alright, I don't know if we're faster or not. Let's go for Fire Blast and find out. We are faster. We can get some damage off. Maybe if we're lucky, burn it if we hit. We did hit. We did not burn it, but we got some good damage on it. Yeah. Nice job, Moltres. It missed the Fury swipes. That's like a 90-95% accuracy move, something like that. Wow. Fire Blast again? There's a miss there. It can't miss twice, right? I was going to say. Alright, Fury Swipes takes out Moltres. Moltres did a great job there, though, getting Sand Slash down low. Yeah, you don't have much health at all now. And now I do feel comfortable putting Alakazam out there since it's faster.
The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball. They're both hanging tough.
Psybeam it. Alakazam takes out Sand Slash.
Just one Pokemon remains.
Just Jinx remaining. Against 5 Pokemon, although some of them have been injured already. And honestly, I don't think Pinsir can really do anything to Jinx. Other than Fury Cutter.
From both competitors.
Future Sight, and then we'll just use Thief over and over.
Predicted an attack in the future. Serious attack. Great hit.
Because I know in current Pokemon that would be considered a Psychic attack still, Future Sight. But I think there was a time in the older games where it was more like a normal attack, so that might actually come in handy against Jinx.
That attack just bounced.
That Future Sight. And if I'm wrong, it's still going to be extra damage a turn or two from now. Alright, Jinx takes out Alakazam.
Knockout. There's a distinct difference.
Alright, let's go with Magnemite so we can slow it down with Thunder Wave, and then we'll try to Thunder it. If it takes out Magnemite, we'll switch to we'll then go to Tyranitar to try and finish it off. But we want Thunder Wave so that it's slower than Tyranitar. And also, Bite can sometimes flinch, so if it's paralyzed, it'll have a chance to flinch and be paralyzed. The famous Paraflinch strategy. Thunder Wave by Magnemite. Alright, so even with that critical hit there, Jinx is not... There we go, it was a normal hit. Alright, yay me for remembering the difference between the old games and the new games for once. You know what, to make it really tough on Jinx, let's go Supersonic as well. I don't think Thunder's going to be enough to take it out. We missed, but it was worth a shot for the setup. Alright, Jinx takes out Magnemite, but that's alright. Magnemite did what it needed to do to help. Jinx is hindered by being slow now. That'll help Pinsir if it has to get out and fight too, and Venusaur, for that matter. So, big turn of events having the paralysis on there. Alright, Bite. Even if Bite doesn't beat it, we have a chance for Paraflinch. We got a critical hit, so that's going to end it. And just like that, the Power win 3-0. And every Pokemon for both teams played a big role. Albeit the computer mismanaged that team, I think. But both teams had great matchups against each other. The computer clearly didn't do a great job with some of its choices. But for example, let's take a look. Kadabra could have been good against Venusaur. And probably Pinsir, because Pinsir didn't have a whole lot it could work with. Thunder Punch for Moltres. Gengar was good against pretty much anyone because of Nightshade. Poliwrath was threatening to Moltres and Magnemite. Jinx was threatening to Venusaur, maybe Moltres and Pinsir. Sandslash was threatening to Magnemite and Tyranitar. Lantern was threatening to Tyranitar. Alakazam, if it could have paralyzed it. Moltres. So, like, it was a very well-picked team. The computer just made mistake after mistake. As far as the power, all 6 of your Pokemon contributed too. I mean, for example, Pinsir didn't have any knockouts, but Pinsir took those very important Earthquakes like a champ on the switching. Magnemite slowed down the final Pokemon. Moltres didn't get any knockouts, but it set up a few Pokemon for knockouts. Every Pokemon played its part for both teams. The difference was just management in this case. Speaking of which, the winner of this second matchup was the Pokemon Power, and we now have a 4-way tie at the top. 4 teams that are 2-1. We'll have to look at the point differentials to figure out who's first, second, third, fourth. But 4 teams that are 2-1 right now. And for the 2 teams playing our third game, they got to be like, yes, the winner will be within a game of the other 4 teams. So, congratulations to the Power. And I'll be right back with our third matchup of the day. All right, our third and final matchup of the day. The 0-2, we are the Machampion against the 0-2 Doom and Gloom. Somebody's going to be 0-3. Somebody's going to be 1-2. Whoever is fortunate enough to get to 1-2 will be only 1 game back of the other 4 teams. The team that goes to 0-3 will still only be 2 games back. In my humble opinion, Doom and Gloom doesn't need this win as much as We Are the Machampion. We Are the Machampion has started out its first 2 games and this one, so its first 3 games have all been controlled by me, and it's about to go on a long stretch where it's controlled by the computer. For those who don't remember, we consider the ones I control home games, and the one the computer controls the away games. That's going to be a hard hole to dig out of if you start out 0-3 when you've had 3 home games to start. It's not impossible. I mean, maybe the computer does shenanigans with Wobbuffet where it predicts every single move right, and Wobbuffet's unkillable. So, doesn't mean that they're out if they lose this one, but I feel like they need it more. Doom and Gloom, same thing. If you start out 0-3, you got time to come back. But whoever does win is only going to be a game out of the playoffs if it were to be today. We're playing 15 matches. This is only week 3, so we got a long time before that. Before make the playoffs. So the winner will be only a game out, so to say. So this is a big matchup. All right, let me get back into full screen here. There we go. All right. This is another one of those where the manager told me to pick the lead. So what do we got here? We got Charizard, Suicune and Azumarill are good against it. Wobbuffet if we're desperate. Wobbuffet's the answer to all of them if we're desperate, except Haunter. Because as we've learned, for some reason, Counter doesn't work on ghost types in this game. So, for whatever reason. So we don't want Wobbuffet against Haunter. Wobbuffet against anything else. It's a guessing game at that point. So Machamp is good against Snorlax and Hitmonlee. It does have Thunder Punch against Staryu, but Staryu has Psychic and is a special attacker. So I think that Staryu actually wins that matchup. And it might be 50-50 against Hitmonlee. We definitely don't want it against Hypno, so that's what, 3-3? Muck, not great against Haunter, Hypno, Staryu. So 3-3. Suicune, we got Charizard. That's really it. Ursaring. Let's see, we have Dig, which would help against Haunter. Fire Punch, which is not going to help a whole lot except for if Snorlax starts cursing too much. And we have Snore, which does neutral damage, so that's kind of like Wobbuffet. That's workable maybe in the as a second option for some of these. Wobbuffet is a guessing game other than Haunter. Azumarill, same weaknesses as Suicune, just slightly worse as a Pokemon. Back in this generation anyway. So we got Waterfall. Icy Wind could slow something down. Rain Dance. And we also have Defense Curl, so we could up our defenses. That actually could be interesting against Snorlax, because Snorlax would be upping its attack, but we'd be upping defense. And Waterfall would be a special move, so Snorlax isn't changing its special defense. That actually could be an interesting Snorlax fight there. Well, we've led Ursaring the first 2 weeks, and we've lost both games, so while I do think Ursaring would be a decent lead here, I'm going to try to do something else just for that. That does make this tough, though. I'm going to lead Suicune. It has pretty good defense, and other than Charizard, I don't think it's going to help us much. Whereas, like I said, maybe Azumarill has hope to help us with some other Pokemon. But we'll see. Suicune. If it's Snorlax, I'm going to assume it's cursing, and we're just going to switch on the first turn. Hypno, okay. Alright, this is something we might be able to work with. What does Mist do in this game? Oh, well. Oh, status attacks. Okay, so kind of like Safeguard. Mist. Why not? We'll see if it's the status I'm thinking about or if they're talking about, like, our stats going up and down. I was going to say, Hypno's whole thing is Hypnosis. If Mist protects us, we're good. I don't know if it's really going to protect us against Hypnosis or not, but if it does, that was a smart move. If it doesn't, then I wasted a turn. We'll find out, I guess. Bubble Beam. Because they're clearly not going to switch Hypno out, it looks like. Hypnosis again. I'm guessing it doesn't protect against Hypnosis because it keeps trying it. But it is 0 for 2. Granted, it is a 60% accurate move, so it might just legitimately be 0 for 2. Bubble Beam again. No need to switch, especially while we're not hurt. Third Hypnosis. 0 for 3. If Mist is if Mist is stopping it, then we could just wait till it's out of Hypnosis. Potentially. Because we're faster, so when Mist dies down, we can just put another Mist up. Hypnosis a 4th time. Alright, so Hypnosis does hit through Mist. So it must have been talking about different things when it said status. Yeah, so it says full protection against a status move. A status move is something that would put you to sleep, for example. So that's interesting. Alright, well, we'll switch next turn. So it doesn't get all its health back off us here with the Dream Eater. What should we switch in to fight Hypno? Let's go Ursaring.
This Pokemon is switching out.
And we'll go Dig, so if they try to put pull a fast one, put Haunter in there, we have Dig going. Then again, if we do Dig, they might put Charizard in. That's tough. I would imagine that Hitmonlee would be their choice. I'm going to go Fire Punch. Because then maybe we could burn something like Hitmonlee if it comes in. That would really hurt Hitmonlee if it got burned. Because it's a physical attacker all the way. Charizard, okay, okay. Not ideal for us here. Well, to be honest, it did more damage than I thought it would. Let's put Suicune in. I know it's asleep, but it's also a water Pokemon. It's not going to get hurt all that bad by Fire Punch from Charizard. And it can't burn us because we're already asleep. So this will give us a chance to wake up without healing the opponent's Pokemon. Yep. And if he switches, then it gives us a chance to Bubble Beam Hypno when it comes out. Alright, what Pokemon are you putting in? Is it going to be Hypno or something different?
The Pokeball opens.
Hypno, if we wake up, it's a free Bubble Beam.
It's
Ah.
move.
Alright, well that means we'll probably wake up the next time that we try to attack.
The flow of battle.
So the next time we switch in, you're going to switch with a... you're going to try Dream Eater again. What's Azumarill's
They're eyeing each other
attacks?
warily.
Nah. Yeah, we'll go Ursaring again, and this time we'll just expect Charizard to come out.
This Pokemon is switching out.
Yeah, this time we'll play it knowing that they're likely going to put Charizard in, so we'll put Azumarill in. That way, if Hypno is still in there, it can't take advantage of Suicune being in there.
What impact will this Pokemon switch?
Well, I take that back. Because it's not, there's no way it's going to pick Dream Eater when we're not asleep. So, when Ursaring's not asleep. So, let's just put Suicune back in there so we have a chance to wake it up against Charizard.
When abrupt
Or whoever they switch in, if it be Hypno again. And if Hypno doesn't switch, then next turn we'll try Ursaring again, followed by Azumarill.
no condition to battle. The other trainer is also changing Pokemon. The Pokemon appears with a cry.
Alright, so at least I figured out how that rotation is going to go. Bubble Beam it if we wake up. It's going to switch, probably back to Hypno. But again, it's another chance for us to wake up.
The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball. It's fast asleep and can't be moved.
Alright, Suicune.
How will this Pokemon
Being lazy on the job here.
flow of battle?
It's going to try Dream Eater again. So let's put Ursaring in again. At the very least, we can make it use up all its Dream Eater.
Pokemon switch.
I think Dream Eater is 10 uses, maybe 15, but I'm pretty sure it's like 10.
Pokeball opens to reveal its Pokemon. There's the attack. Whoops, that missed.
Alright, you're going to switch to Charizard.
Which have on the battle.
So we'll try yet again to wake up Suicune.
The Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball.
I think the sleep counter, when it's not rest, might reset every time that the Pokemon is taken in or out of battle. But even so, we should be able to eventually get it to wake up on the first turn. If that's true.
This Pokemon is rejoining the battle.
And if not, then Suicune's just being stubborn and it should wake up any moment now.
Newly switched out Pokemon fair. Oh, when abrupt
Alright, back to Hypno. We're just going to play this game until we get Suicune to wake up.
the Pokemon appears with a cry. It woke up.
Hey, there we go, Suicune. Good job. Now, even if Hypno tries to put us to sleep, we get at least another turn of hitting it.
Light hit.
And then we can just keep doing what we're doing.
Its speed is down.
Oh, wow. The slow Pokemon is now even slower.
Flow of battle.
Bubble Beam it again. Even if it does successfully put us to sleep, we can just switch in and out again until we wake up.
Glancing blow.
Come on, miss us. You started like 0 for 4.
Oh, it fell asleep again.
To be fair, it did start out 0 for 4 on Hypnosis. It was due to have 2 in a row.
Folding.
Alright, you're going to go Dream Eater again. Let's go Ursaring again.
The trainer switching Pokemon. The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball.
At the very least, like I said, we're going to get Hypno to either run out of Dream Eater or we're going to have Suicune wake up enough times to take Hypno down. One or the other.
What impact will this Pokemon switch have on the battle?
Alright, put Suicune back in there, expecting to switch to Charizard.
Not have been the right choice.
I find it interesting they keep switching to Charizard to deal with Ursaring, because Ursaring's weak against fighting. You'd think that they would put Hitmonlee in. Oh, there we go. Confusion, huh? A change in the loop. Alright, let's switch to Ursaring one more time. If it doesn't Dream Eater when Suicune's out there, then that means it's out of Dream Eater. And if it is out of Dream Eater, that's even better, because then we could just leave Suicune in until it wakes up. Nope. Okay, glad I made the change. But clearly it's not, it's broken the loop. It doesn't want to switch out anymore. So I'm going to Fire Punch it, and if it does go back to the loop, then, oh well. Yep, okay, Fire Punch. Alright, another Fire Punch ought to take it out. It's okay, it's going to damage us a little bit. We're a rest Pokemon.
There's a big HP difference between the two combatants.
Fire Punch it again. And Hypno goes down.
Down it goes. That KO will bring out a new Pokemon. Oh, it's Hitmonlee.
Now we've got Hitmonlee out there. Okay.
A hot battle is unfolding.
You're going to go for a fighting move. I can guarantee that. Let's go Wobbuffet, because we'll resist.
The Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball. Oh, it's Wobbuffet.
Yeah, at the very least, maybe Wobbuffet could play like the pincer role. And just take hits.
Oh, that was weak. What impact will this Pokemon switch have on the battle?
Counter.
They're ready to go.
They're going to switch. I thought as much.
Pokemon.
But that first time, I always like to be sure and pick a move. Haunter?
Oh, it's Haunter. Awesome counter. No, that did
All right, you're going to go Shadow Ball, that's for sure.
switched out Pokemon fair.
Do I have anything that can take a hit from Shadow Ball and be okay? Well, I guess we could go Machamp and Thunder Punch it to try and slow it down. Ursaring has... No, I'm stupid. Ursaring's a normal type. Yeah, put Ursaring out there and then we can dig against it. Well, maybe not dig because then Charizard will come in for free, but we could Fire Punch it at least. Because it's just going to be able to use Mega Drain.
Opens to reveal its Pokemon.
Or Giga Drain, I'm sorry, is what it has.
What now?
And again, if they switch into Hitmonlee, then we could burn it with Fire Punch.
Flow of battle.
If it goes to Charizard, we just switch Suicune back in.
Pokemon switch. The Pokemon appears with a cry.
Alright, Charizard again. So we may have a new switch loop now.
It's not very effective. What impact will
Hey, it's not very effective, but at this early in the game, damage is damage.
the Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball. The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball.
This just shows that everyone's getting better at picking these teams, because all these battles this week have been switch-a-paloozas. There's not been a, oh, I need to leave something in and just wreck half the team battles this week. So everyone's done a much better job picking their teams.
That did little damage.
All right, wake up, wake up. Oh. Well, at least we know that at least without a critical hit, there could be a critical hit. Without a critical hit, we should survive at least one more attack. So we get one more chance to wake up and Bubble Beam it.
That was a glancing blow.
Come on.
Still won't wake up.
Uh,
HP difference between the
yeah, we might as well just let it go now, because it's not going to beat Staryu head-to-head with Thunder. It's not going to beat Hitmonlee, who's faster. It wasn't going to beat Snorlax. And it wasn't going to beat Haunter with Giga Drain, so that was it for Suicune. So Charizard takes out Suicune. Still not the worst thing in the world, seeing as we still have a Zoomerol.
What will be next?
And Ursaring, I don't think will be that bad against Charizard with the Rest Snore. Let's try Azumarill first. If anything, it should at least force Charizard to switch. I would not be shocked at all. I'm definitely not going Rain Dance because that Staryu has Thunder. Let's go... Let's just go straight up Waterfall, because Waterfall and Icy Wind will both be not very effective against Staryu. They are leaving the Charizard in against a water Pokemon. Why? Why? A lot of choices the computers made this week that I don't agree with it. That I don't agree. I mean, man. It's just throwing away Charizard to, what, get not even half damage on Azumarill. We didn't need the critical hit. It was going to take it out anyway, but hey, we got a critical hit. All right, I will say, Azumarill, I got to apologize to We Are the Machampion. In my draft analysis video, Azumarill was one of those Pokemon that I said probably wouldn't get many KOs, if any KOs this season. It's already got one, so it's done better than I thought it would do. So I apologize for that. All right, Staryu's going to come in, absolutely try to use Thunder. Charizard's gone. Do we need to keep this Pokemon? Well, that's right. It might be useful against Snorlax. Then again, we also have Muck and Machamp for Snorlax. What do we have for Staryu here? Let's see. For the remaining Pokemon, for Hitmonlee, we have maybe Muck, maybe Machamp head-to-head, maybe Wobbuffet with counter. No, definitely Wobbuffet with counter, because all Hitmonlee can do are physical moves. So Wobbuffet beats Hitmonlee. Machamp could maybe beat Snorlax, and maybe Muck as a backup with Dynamic Punch. For Haunter, we have Ursaring's Dig, Wobbuffet's Destiny Bond.
What's the matter, trainer?
I think that's really the only two courses of action there. So it really becomes, how do we get rid of this Staryu? Alright, well, I guess we'll leave Azumarill in, because, I mean, I know it's a bad matchup because of the Thunder with Staryu, but those other Pokemon actually have head-to-heads they win, and we don't want to throw them away. Ooh, what we can do, let's try Icy Wind. That way, if it misses or we survive somehow, my money's more on the miss if we're going to get to attack. Icy Wind would slow down Staryu to help out the next Pokemon. Come on, miss. Give us a chance to get at least one Icy Wind. Come on. And a critical hit on top of that. Well, I'm really glad I didn't switch now since it was a critical hit. Because we didn't want, like, full health Machamp taking a critical hit. Let's put Wobbuffet in. Because the Staryu, I believe, doesn't have any physical moves, so we can just use Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat. They're going to switch. If they switch to Haunter, that's okay. We can just put Ursaring in.
The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. We can work with that.
No, that didn't connect. How will this
Okay.
Pokemon switch affect the flow of battle?
Let's put Ursaring in, because I'm assuming it's going to Shadow Ball the Wobbuffet. If we could get rid of Haunter, that would really give Wobbuffet a chance to do something.
This Pokemon is back for another go.
We want Wobbuffet ideally against either Staryu or Hitmonlee, because Hitmonlee's only got physical moves. And if I am not wrong with the moveset, which I may be, but if I'm not wrong, then Staryu only has special moves, which means they're easier to predict. Snorlax, however, between Fire Punch and Headbutt, we might be guessing wrong the whole time in that matchup. So we want to get rid of... If we can get rid of Haunter, then we at least have two of the three that maybe Wobbuffet can battle against. Alright, we are safe to dig, because with Charizard gone, they don't have... He doesn't have any Pokemon that can dodge dig at the very least. And if it is Hitmonlee, Hitmonlee will be faster, so we'll be underground when it gets to attack. Snorlax is going to be in. That's going to be rough on us here, but... we'll figure this out. Because Snorlax is going to try to set up. So we want to get those fighting Pokemon in as quickly as possible before it can set up too much like that one curse there. Let's go with Machamp first, because Muck's Dynamic Punch could always confuse Snorlax when it has high attack potentially. And the higher your attack, the more damage you do to yourself when you hit yourself in confusion. So that might be a cheesy way to sort of get out of it if it has too many boosts. Oh, got one headbutt off with the boost. Alright, that did less than I was expecting, so that's good at least. Submission, if they switch, they switch. They didn't switch, okay. Alright, that was a good hit. I mean, Machamp's probably going to go down the Snorlax, but that was a good... Snorlax is a Pokemon that I assumed it was going to take a couple to get rid of. So, Machamp played its role. It did its part. At least this Snorlax doesn't have rest, so that's the health it has to work with the rest of the game. We'll try Muck first. The good news is Snorlax is so slow, we're at least going to get a chance to attack it. Disable. Go disable. Get rid of headbutt so it can't headbutt us. It can't take advantage of that attack boost. Are you kidding me? Why did it miss? It had a higher accuracy % chance than the Dynamic Punch. Okay, what's Disable's percentage? 55. Okay, so Disable is not 55 in almost every Pokemon game. I can't believe it's 55 in this one, and I guess the older gens. Nowadays, it's like 80 or 90. I should have read that, but still, that still had a higher % chance of Dynamic Punch to hit. And if we could get rid of Headbutt, then we could just do Dynamic Punch a lot while it was trying to Fire Punch us. Alright, well, it looks like we'll survive at least one more Headbutt if there's no critical hit, so I guess... we do have Acid Armor. Let's Acid Armor. Because if we get 1 or 2 up, we might be able to make this a 3 headbutt game instead of a 2 headbutt game or something like that. Alright, double defense versus 1.5 times attack. Boy, that still did more than I'm really comfortable with, but maybe we survive 2. It's going to depend on how close the numbers are. Let's try Dynamic Punch now. We got it to land. It's super effective, and Snorlax is confused. Snorlax takes itself out with confusion. Alright. Disable doesn't hit, but of course Dynamic Punch lands on the first try. So they got Hitmonlee, Staryu, and Haunter left. There's the Staryu. Oh, this is tough, because I could switch in Wobbuffet. It won't do much damage. Then they'll probably switch to Haunter. We could anticipate that and put Ursaring out there. But on the other hand, then that's still just that much more damage that we're letting Wobbuffet take. And Muck's not going to outspeed anything that's left. You know what? I guess we'll leave Muck in there and see if we're lucky enough to get off an attack. Oh, we are lucky enough to get off an attack. Let's go, Muck. It hit and confused the Staryu. All right. I didn't expect that. Sludge if we get lucky enough to live another turn. Alright, Muck is still in it. I know a Dynamic Punch could have taken it out here, but what were the odds we were going to hit a Dynamic Punch 3 times in a row? Sludge took it out, though, so we get the knockout. We figured out a way around Staryu. So now it's Haunter and Hitmonlee. I don't care if they take out Muck. We have the Pokemon that can take out each of those. It is going to be Haunter, which we can use Ursaring's Dig to beat. So, Yeah, this is interesting. Sludge, there's no way we're not going to go down, but hey, Giga Drain, why? That's so weird. I mean, I know we only had 8 health, but you were at full health and didn't need any health. Why would you take a chance on it possibly not beating us?
That tail will bring out a new Pokemon.
Alright, Ursaring, we will dig, because all it's going to be able to do is Giga Drain us, because Shadow Ball won't hit us. And if it does hit us too many times with Giga Drain, we can rest and get our health back. So, I'm not too worried about Haunter. Yeah, they know that too. Okay. Well, even so, Hitmonlee's faster, so we should be able to hit this dig without too many problems.
This Pokemon is back for another go.
It'll be interesting to see if the game's dumb enough to do a high jump kick and miss here while we're underground.
What impact will this
I'm going to be real fascinated to see what it does here. Meditate. Okay, I was going to say. I think that ups its attack, right?
increase its attack power?
Okay, doubled its attack.
What's next? Hit. That inflicted some damage.
That did more than I was expecting.
The white
Alright, switch in Wobbuffet, because I'm sure it's going to go high jump kick. That won't be very effective. I wouldn't be shocked if the game then tries to go into Haunter.
The Pokemon appears with a cross.
High jump kick, come on, yes. I was going to say, Mega Kick could be bad for us. High jump kick, we should live.
How will this
Alright, just to confirm it's going to be looping on us, I'm going to pick Counter this turn, but I assume that it's going to switch to Haunter. It did not. Okay, if we survive Mega Kick, we're going to use Counter.
no?
It missed. Alright, well.
What now? Oh, that's a miss. They're both
Alright, well, we know it's destined to stay in there now. Now it's going to switch. Okay.
switching Pokemon.
But that means next time that we go through this ring around the rosy again, I'll probably go Counter again on the off chance that it goes Mega Kick again.
Oh my!
How many counters do we get?
How will this Pokemon switch
17. Okay.
flow of battle?
So we can do this plenty of times then. All right, you're gonna Shadow Ball into Ursaring. Ursaring can
The Pokemon
dig or Fire Punch. Fire Punch might be better for the sake of again getting a burn
the Pokeball opens
on the
with Pokemon.
Hitmonlee.
How's that? That had
Boy, all these battles have been great this week. They're all coming down to the wire.
Pokemon switch
Fire Punch, see if we can get a burn. That would really hurt Hitmonlee if we got a burn on it.
the Pokemon.
I don't think we will get lucky enough to have a burn on it, but we'll see.
This Pokemon is back.
Plus, this way we won't have to deal with the meditate nonsense, where if we were underground, it would probably meditate again.
Light path.
All right, no burn, at least this time anyway.
Will this newly switched
You're
out
probably going to high jump kick again, so we'll switch to Wobbuffet again.
This Pokemon is switching out.
Really, if we can just get Hitmonlee out of the picture, I like our chances. Because then we could either Destiny Bond to take out the Haunter when it's the only thing left. Or again, we could do dig, rest, dig, rest.
That didn't accomplish much.
So if we can get rid of Hitmonlee, we got a chance at this thing. I'm going to do Counter just in case. All right, good pick by me. It hits. We survive, so here comes double damage.
There's the attack. Yes, it's a hit.
And Hitmonlee goes down to Wobbuffet.
Going down. Just one Pokemon remains.
All right, Haunter left. Again, Wobbuffet's not going to be able to use the Destiny Bond
With a cross.
because it's slower than Haunter. I am just going to go ahead and switch, though, because
Pokemon is 2-1.
that way if we get in a scenario where, say there's a scenario where both Haunter and Ursaring go down, we would still win because we have Wobbuffet in the back pocket.
Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball. What's it do?
All right, so we know Shadow Ball can't hit us. Giga Drain is limited. He's already used at least one Giga Drain just on Muck.
On the battle.
Or she. I guess it's a girl Haunter, but oh well. There's Giga Drain. How much is it going to do to Ursaring? Not much. Okay. So if we can survive through the Giga Drains, we're okay. So that's at least 2. That means at max it has 3 Giga Drain left. We can rest after this turn so that we can survive a couple more Giga Drains. Spite. So that's going to get rid of how many times we can use Dig. But we're underground, so it didn't come into effect yet. Oh, actually, after seeing that, I'm just going to Dig again. I'm not even going to bother with resting. Because we should survive another Giga Drain, and then we can take it out with Dig. Alright, Ursaring's underground. All it has to do is connect. As long as it doesn't miss, if it just connects, then this battle's going to be over. And that's going to do it.
That settles this battle. And there goes the battle.
3-0 against the computer this week, baby. 3-0 against the computer. Computer made some weird choices this week with substitutions in all of the matchups. Everyone did a great job picking their teams this week. We wouldn't have had all 3 games come down the wire like that if people weren't picking their teams well. So congratulations to everyone on how well you picked your teams this week. The winner of this battle, though, we are the Machampion. Congratulations to you. This is going to be a fun season. I mean, the fact that we're only in week 3 and everyone's already picking well enough that everything's coming down to the end like that, it's gonna be fun. And honestly, from what I've seen, I don't think that I know there's only been one move so far, like one change on the rosters. I'm not so sure that we need to change rosters because the rosters are pretty decent size with 12. I think it's more just getting luckier with the selections. But great job selecting this week. The computer made some questionable decisions in all of the matchups. But hey, that's how it's got to be. Everyone saw me pick hard at the beginning, so I don't know what its deal was this week. Next week, it'll probably have every 50% attack hit every time or something. This game's weird like that. But hey, that's the end of the matches for week 3. I'll be right back in just a moment with the updated standings. All right, and we're back with the updated league standings. So that's what it looks like now. We have the standings right now, Doom and Gloom at the bottom at 0-3. Again, only 2 games out, and we still got 12 to go, so plenty of time to fix things. We are the Machampion, now 1-2, just a game back of the playoff race. The top 4, we now have all 4 are 2-1. The way it's broken down is the point differential. Number 4 is the Houston Ho-Oh with a -1. Number 3 are the Tampa Bay Steelix with a 5. Number 2 are My Little Ponyta with a 5. Have those two played each other yet? No, so we don't have a head-to-head tiebreaker either. So that's actually really just 1-2-2-4. Because we don't have a... well, let's see. I guess the next tiebreaker would be going down the list here on common opponents. Is there anyone that we've both played? Both have played the Houston Ho-Oh, but both lost to the Houston Ho-Oh. Both played We Are the Machampion. All right, so in those games, yeah, it still goes to the Pokemon Power because they would have a 3-point differential between those 2 games, and we had a 2-point differential. So yeah, Power should be ahead. Well, no, that's the Power. I'm looking at the wrong one. I need My Little Ponyta. I'm silly. Okay, My Little Ponyta. I need common opponents. We got Doom and Gloom, Houston Ho-Oh. They're 2-0. We're 1-1, so yeah, they should be ahead. Okay. So we did get... Okay, it was right. Okay. Number 3 is Tampa Bay Steelix with the 5 differential. Number 2, My Little Ponyta with the 5 differential. And as I just showed you, My Little Ponyta, we had to go into like our second and third tier tiebreakers to figure that one out. But they're second right now. First, the Pokemon Power with a +6. So neck and neck. I mean, the Pokemon Power could literally be in 5th next week if We Are the Machampion win and Power lose. Or I could be in 5th, or as the Tampa Bay Steelix. My Little Pony, like, it's so close. Or depending on what happens, Doom and Gloom could rise. Like, I mean, it's so close, but that makes it more fun. All right, recap of the stats today. In the Ho-Oh Steelix matchup for the Steelix, the best performers were Magmar and Magneton, both of which had 2 knockouts and a feint. Slowking, Quillfish, and Empress still my top performers, even though they didn't partake in this one. I'm not happy that I lost because of the computer, but at the same time, now 11 of my 12 Pokemon have played, so if I feel like making a move in the future, I have more options. I still liked what I saw. I mean, even with the computer making mistakes, my team only lost by a score of 1-0. So I'm confident that if we flipped it and I was in charge, my team would have probably won. So very happy with that still. Good performance on a week where the computer's not making as many weird choices. That probably would have been a victory. All right. Next up, Doom and Gloom. Also lost a tight one. MVPs for them this week. Charizard, Snorlax, Staryu, and Haunter all went 1 knockout, 1 feint. The leader now in the season is Charizard. Just been a rough start for Doom and Gloom because it seems like so far this season, the first 3 teams they've played have had counters to his team. I don't think that's going to continue. As I look at the teams they haven't played yet, like Houston Ho-Oh don't have a fighting type for Snorlax. And they haven't played the Power yet. The Power do have Primeape, so yeah, so they'll have to figure out a way to avoid some of those weaknesses that Snorlax has to get it going. I think everyone came out planning against Doom and Gloom this season since they're the defending champs. That's really the best I can think of there. But again, it might just come down to selection. Like, I know Snorlax is their bread and butter, but like in this fight, for example, I don't think Machampion had any way to deal with Dugong other than maybe Dynamic Punch. So like that would have been an interesting one. Gloom, again, other than Muck, Gloom might have been an interesting one this week. I know they weren't good in previous weeks, but like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the matchups he picked. I'm just saying that we don't know how the game's going to react. Maybe the game, instead of making a switch that it shouldn't have made, gets off a solar beam or something that crits and wins the game. Who knows? So I'm not critiquing. I'm just saying that I don't really think that he's got a bad team. Despite the 0-3 start, I think it's more so. I don't know why it keeps scrolling up. I think it's just been luck of the draw. Not great luck with the computer or with the accuracy of moves, and getting unlucky with who they picked versus who their opponent picked. So I wouldn't panic yet, though. You got 12 more weeks. I wouldn't be shocked with this guy, with this trainer, if they went, say, they start out 0-3, if they finish like 11-4. Like, I would not be shocked at all. That would be very hard to do and very impressive, but I wouldn't be shocked. All right. Houston Ho-Oh. Big stats this week. The leader was Vaporeon, 2 knockouts and a feint. On the season now, Bayleaf at 5 knockouts to 2 feints. That was the 11th of the 12 Pokemon picked by this team, and it has carried them so far. Vaporeon also second in knockouts, 4-3. We still haven't seen Articuno, Abra, or Forretress yet from this team. So they've very much been sticking to the same niche of Pokemon. But hey, if it's working, it's working. My team tried to do something different this week after using a similar 5 the first 2 weeks, and look what it got me. I lost this week, so I don't know. Next up, we got My Little Ponyta. My Little Ponyta's best performer this week was Jinx, 2 knockouts and a feint, making Jinx the leader on the season now at 4-1. With Lantern 3-2 and Poliwrath 2-1. Blissey has the best ratio, of course, at 1-0. Much like Doom and Gloom, just bad luck of the draw with how the computer played today, and bad luck of the draw matchup-wise. But a very, very solid team. I don't think we're going to see as many moves this season because everyone picks solid teams. There's not very many short-handed Pokemon. Like, I could go through all these teams and find maybe one Pokemon that doesn't fit. Like, if there's one that doesn't fit. So, just kudos to everyone for good drafting this season. Pokemon Power. They had the largest victory today, winning 3-0. Their MVPs, Tyranitar and Venusaur, both 2-0. 2 knockouts, no feints. Alakazam, 2 knockouts and a feint, putting Alakazam at the top for right now. Magnemite and Dragonite there too, as well as Tyranitar. That actually needs to be reordered later. I'll fix that when the video's over. It should be Tyranitar ahead of Dragonite since it has less feints. But anyway, Venusaur 2-0 so far. Pinsir even played a big role. I mean, it didn't get any knockouts, but it took Earthquakes like a champ and made things difficult for the computer. So, very good job picking your team this week. Still haven't seen Raichu, Primeape, or Lapras. Much like we haven't seen Psyduck, Meganium, and Fearow. With the rosters being this huge this season, I'm sure that we'll see everybody at some point. But yeah, great job so far, everybody. We are the Machampion. Congratulations. First win of the season. Great job picking this week. Ursaring finally showed us what it could do when given a chance in the late game. It was the MVP with a 2-0 ratio. Next up was Muck with 2-1, getting 2 very critical dynamic punches off. One to knock out the Snorlax, essentially, by confusing it, and then it took itself out with confusion. And then one to hurt Staryu and give it a chance to take out Staryu. So some Muck really coming through big this week, as well as Ursaring. They're the 2 KO leaders on this team. Azumarill did really well. For some reason, I didn't fill in its stats. I will do that right now. It was 1-1. All right, let's correct that then. There we go. So, Heracross being the only one yet to play on that team. So, everyone's looking good right now. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun season. And with that being said, without further ado, let's get to this week's matchups. Tampa Bay Steelix go back under my control again as they play at home against the Pokemon Power. That'll be a tight game. We have the Houston Ho-Oh will be on the road as the computer against Doom and Gloom. We have My Little Ponyta will be the home team with me representing them against We Are the Machampion, being represented by the computer for the first time, although it will be 3 straight to get them back to 3-3 on the me versus computer thing. And now I can update. This 3-3 is now 6-3 against the computer this season. Finally had a decent week against it this week. And I look forward to seeing what kind of matchups we have next week. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all that YouTube nonsense. And I'll see you again next week with more Pokemon. All right. Bye-bye.